Singularity. That little design came from like needing a really pocket-friendly board in any kind of a condition that's kind of like playful to actually coming at you as low tide drainers and stuff like that. It's actually a mixture of old and new, so it's kind of it's a performance retro design, if you could even say that. But that's the cool thing about it, though. I love taking these older designs we grew up with surfing, we grew up building, and we grew up kind of playing around on. The neat thing about doing a modernized retro board is kind of what that Singularity is, the feel of they feel the wave a lot. So they're kind of, a lot of the retro boards, you're kind of really connected to the water more, right? You're not so totally out of the water on top of it like a modern surfboard. So, you know, they have this ability to I don't know, they have a soulful feel. And now, being able to mix it up a little bit, we can kind of like increment them up into a little more of a performance feel. So it's kind of neat, because that's what I've been trying to do with the design. Modernizing the bottom. It's got pretty flat rocker, but there's rocker hidden in there. The foil and thickness flow is fuller, but not in every part of the rails where you're engaging. So it's got a real fluted wing, every one of them. Got, you know, a wing dovetail, got a wing round pin, and also a wing diamond tail. They've truly fluted old school style underneath, and the wing itself knifes out. Back in the day, we would increase the rocker behind that and use that as something to kind of pivot off of with the use of the fin and stuff like that. So the boards doing with Surftech are neat, because we're kind of we're doing the round pin as the longest. It's a little more of a barrel rider, but they'll all ride the tube. It's just they're a fuller board, something that's capable of riding conditions like I say, low tide drain, super sketchy hollow, but also super fun in a softer condition too. The smaller ones, the wing swallow or wing dovetail really is what it is. It's more of a dovetail. That one, we're making those the shortest, narrowest, and thinnest, and then we're jumping up and we're running that one as like a twin fin, and there's an option to put a stabilizer fin, a small true thing here, 2 1/4 fin, as Clyde Beatty used to call it, the 2 1/4. So the trailer fin, if you do use it, is 1/4 of the area of those side fins. So that's kind of how it came about. But it was right around the time of the tri-fin era starting to change. I mean, the twin fins didn't have the drive. They rotated, but they didn't quite have the drive. And the tri-fins came out, people started taking the twin fins and trying to, you know, get them to drive with a little extra fin back there, because the side fins were so big you couldn't run a regular fin. So hence the 2 1/4. But it the range of those boards is to cover a lot of conditions and a lot of different surfers' weights and sizes. Yeah, so the Singularity, you know, where it came from was needing a board, and some of these hollow point waves that we ride, some of these little places we don't talk about, needing something that feels good in the pocket and can handle that. That came from back growing up in Hermosa Beach, where it was a really tight, quick shore break, Silver Strand Beach and Oxnard, those kind of waves, a lot of tension up the face, a lot of you know, stuff like that, where, you know, you're dealing with real waves. Okay, that's where it really came from originally. That board, where it was kind of uncomfortable to ride like a regular fish. They got a narrower tail, so, you know, you've just got a little more security and things like that. It's fun to make these new changes. And then again, why did I ever start shaping? Because I asked DanBendicksen, how do you know how to put what where when you shape. Like shaping is, why do you put what where? That's what shaping is. There's got to be a reason for it. If you don't have a reason for it, you shouldn't be doing it, because it should be, what's it going to do hydrodynamically? What is the change going to create? That's the fun of it. These boards make that fun, because now we're taking the materials to make different changes with the shape change. That's what's fun about it. Yeah, and the carbon fiber, I mean, it's been around a long time. Nothing new, no big deal. It's just cool. I've always liked the way you can run a limited amount of that material and it's got a lot of strength. It's also got a lot of rigidity. So in certain types of situations, like with these boards, they were pretty rigid when we built them a long time ago, because they had stringers, they were thicker. These boards are thinned out more and they've got more taken out of the rails. They're a lot more modernized than the old ones we were making back in the 80s. So I think the carbon's a good thing. It's just kind of a fun thing to do, and it's got a lot of durability. They're very hard to hurt. So that's a good thing in this day and age. So mixing the carbon with that and the idea of the lighter weight, the carbon being more rigid, I'm feeling like that's giving these boards more drive out of the turn and stuff like that. The cool thing about being offered the carbon from Surftech over the EPS was it merged really well into what I'm trying to do with this design, the Singularity. I'm trying to build these things so they're retro, but if you could call it more progressive retro. A way to open the door for these things to just do more stuff. I think the performance advantages and the lightweight on that design is going to be pretty fun.